Hey, what's up guys, Alltech here, and this is the iPhone 8, and today we're going to talk about whether you should be buying this phone in 2019 or not. So without any ado, let's get started. Now, talking about the design, iPhone 8 is rocking glass on top and bottom with that aluminum chassis in between, and it's a classic iPhone design but definitely not the best. Moving around, you get the stereo speaker, USB lightning port and microphone on the bottom. On the right hand side, you get the power button and the SIM tray. On the top, you don't get anything, and on the side, you get the ringer silent switch and the volume rockers. Now, talking about the rockers, it definitely rocks on the table because there is a camera bump behind, and I would recommend use a case with it because it's made out of glass and glass breaks. Now, overall, the design is quite great, and in my view, it's the perfect, most refined design of the iPhone 6 lineup, but it's definitely not the best one. I think that credit goes to iPhone 10 or even the iPhone 4. But yeah, overall, the nested design kind of looks great and it's quite handy and comfortable to use in comparison to the new iPhone 11 or iPhone 11 Pro lineup, which are quite bulky and quite large in comparison to iPhone 8. And yes, it breaks, so please use a case. Now, talking about the specs, iPhone 8 is rocking Apple's A11 Bionic chip with 2 gigs of RAM and Neural Engine built in. It comes in two storage options, 64 gigs and 256 gigs. And yeah, it's definitely speedy and fast even after two continuous updates of iOS. Now, as you can see in the Geekbench score, this depicts that the iPhone is quite powerful even on iOS 13 and even after the buggy version of iOS 13. And believe me, 2 gigs of RAM is definitely enough for iOS to handle the background apps and also some decent multitasking that you will do on this phone. And I can definitely bet you that this phone will get next 3 continuous iOS updates without any doubt. And overall, the phone's performance is quite speedy, quite fluidic, quite responsive, and it's iOS, and thanks to Apple's seamless hardware and software integration, it definitely flies through apps. So the performance is not going to be an area of disappointment. Now, moving to the camera, iPhone 8 is rocking a single shooter with 12 megapixel lens with optical image stabilization and with an aperture of f1.8. That means it takes decent photos in indoor conditions and great photos in outdoor conditions, even though it does not rock a dual lens system. As you can see in the photos, the dynamic range, the colors, the color accuracy have improved, but it's not as dramatic as the iPhone XR or even the iPhone 11, but that's totally a different story. On the front side, you get a 7 megapixel shooter with f2.2 aperture, and it takes good selfies like this one. Yeah, and overall, you don't get portrait mode on the back side and not on the front side since it has a single lens system. But wait a second, iPhone XR also uses single lens, but it can take portrait photos even though it can take only of humans. It's classic Apple, and they don't want you to get all the stuff in less amount of money. Classic Apple. And overall, the phone can record up to 4K 60 frames per second of video, and it's definitely the king in terms of videography. And the camera quality is quite decent, if not great, in comparison to the iPhone XR or iPhone 11. But for the price you're paying for the phone, and since it's a 2-year-old phone, so you have to live with it. You can't do anything without it. iPhone 8 is rocking a LCD panel with a resolution of 1334 by 750 pixels, giving it a pixel density of 326 ppi. It's a good LCD panel, but it's definitely not as great as the OLED counterpart. It doesn't get as bright as the OLED or even super saturated like the panel on iPhone 11 Pro. But yeah, it's LCD panel, it gives a great color accuracy, and since Apple is the king of LCD panels, it definitely is not going to disappoint you on day-to-day usage. And believe me, it's a great LCD panel, so don't worry about it. Now, this thing is rocking a 1821 milliamp hours of battery, which is not a big battery, and it gives me around like 2 to 3 hours of usage. It's not that great, and I definitely have to plug it into the charger during the end of the day. So battery wise, this phone is not so great. For lightweight usage, it's going to last a day, but for heavyweight, not a recommendation. The best part of this thing or this phone is the Touch ID. Touch ID used to be the gold standard in terms of smartphone unlocking, and I think that it's going to make a comeback in iPhone SE2 in 2020. So wait for it, and if you love Touch ID, then this is the phone for you. But who shouldn't buy this phone? Well, in my view, you should be waiting for the 2020 iPhone SE2. It's going to come with better camera, better battery, and better display, and better processor, obviously. But if you're the person who wants a phone now and is on a tight budget, then go for iPhone 8. It won't disappoint you. But what I recommend is please save your money. Don't buy this phone. That's it. It all depends upon you and your money. My recommendation is a big no. So, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, and if you loved it, hit that subscribe button, and I will probably see you in the next video. Until then, peace out, and please save your money.